Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 613 of the Mike from Maine Show, the place where we do daily interviews with successful online entrepreneurs. This is your host, Mike Thomas, and today on the show we have Eric Larson on, and we're going to be talking about how this normal guy, this guy who was successful in the offline world, was able to really dig into internet marketing, figure it out, and make $20,000 in revenue from his first product launch. Let's get into it. Here's Eric. We are here today with Eric Larson. Eric, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Eric, I'm really interested in diving into your story. You are one of these guys that didn't always have this all figured out, that had to go from a place of not knowing what to do to finally having a lot of success. So bring us into it.
Yeah, Mike, I'm just like anybody else, a regular guy. I'm a single dad and had a really nice job. I traveled the country. It was in sales and was doing very well, very successful. I had a fallout with the boss, so to speak, and was fired at one point. And so it took everything that I had done and turned it backwards. And I was kind of lost there for a while because, well, I was traveling a lot, and that's tough to do with two kids, as you probably know. And I really wanted to be home. And by the second token, I felt a tremendous sense of relief from this moment because I thought a new beginning was going to happen. And I figured it would be online. I was in sales and I was successful offline, so I decided to give online a shot back in 2011, and it didn't turn out to be the cakewalk that I thought it was. It's kind of a different beast to learn, and that's what I put together in this product here, is try and help people to do what I did and take the rough edges off from what I've learned to make it easier for them to do the same thing.
As far as being successful in the real world goes, you were good at business. You were able to sell stuff to people in real life, face to face. Once you take that away and you have it so that you are with a screen, like the people have a screen in front of them, they're not seeing you, they don't have that interaction. In most cases, they're not able to ask you questions and whatnot. Was that hard for you? Was that hard for you to be like, well, these business tactics that I've used my whole life aren't working anymore. What am I going to do? I've just got a static page here that I can use and my words.
Yeah, no doubt. The thing is, there's so much competition online, Mike, as you know, that when I'm dealing with someone face to face, like let's say you're in front of me, I've got your full attention, and the attention of the average person online. You need to have, in your headlines, your first part of your copy, your video, whatever you're using to sell, has to grab them by the throat so that they're in immediately, and you can and they'll listen to you a little bit. So the hardest thing for me was, well, number one, you feel like you're on an island all by yourself. You'd make a web page like, who the heck's going to see that, right? Mm-hmm. And you feel like you may have something good, but you feel like you can't get it to the masses and get it in a competitive way so that you'll get their attention and really give them some value, which is what it's all about. But getting their attention first, that was the difficult part for sure.
I feel like being a single dad, it actually, you kind of have a little bit of knowledge of that, like getting a child's attention, getting them away from somewhere else and trying to get them to do what you want them to do, eat your breakfast or whatever. Like it takes a talent there. But with the internet, it's true. Like I'm sure there are people that are watching right now that have this on in the background. They're on their Facebook. They're browsing around in their email. Like it happens all the time. There's so much stuff that we're trying to do. Everyone's trying to multitask. That it's hard to grab them if you don't really get their attention. They're off to somewhere else.
Yeah, it's so true. And the thing about marketing online, it's a double-edged sword, Mike. There's millions to be made out there. We know a lot of people making money, and so the idea is like it's very enticing because there is an avenue to make money. There's a way to reach people all around the world. It's just an incredible thing. And when you do it and you get it right, there's nothing like it for sure. It beats selling in the real world any day. But it is getting to that point where you will have eyeballs on what your offer is,
Hmm.
having an offer as a good product that's really going to help people. Because you know, with the different things online, a lot of it really doesn't help people. I mean, we've all bought stuff where we just go, yeah, whatever. So you got to have something that's really, truly, genuinely going to help people. And then finally, you have to figure out how to get people to look at it so that they'll be motivated to actually buy it.
So you were struggling. Like you got online, and the name of your product, I think it goes well with this little guy, big profits. You were the little guy coming in here trying to figure out how to make these big profits. It says on the sales page, little guy skyrockets to big profits by discovering a 1, 2, 3 money getting process that's so easy even a child can do it. So bring us in here to what you figured out, what changed for you, how did you finally have success?
Well, I started, I didn't even know about affiliates or how any of that worked, Mike. I just really wanted to create a product. So I started with a software product. I figured, rather than informational, I mean, I could gather information like anybody else and, put it together. And that's the cool thing about the internet, too. Don't ever be afraid of charging anything for the information that you gather, even when you condense information. Because when you put it together, you're doing the research for somebody else. So this product that I created was software. I figured I didn't have to do all that. And I sat down and I figured out what product I wanted to create. And I got a hold of a developer, a programmer, and we kind of emailed back and forth until he created this thing like I liked it. It worked fairly well. And so I wasn't sure how I was going to do this, but it kind of went step by step as I was doing it, and it unfolded. And the software was good because it sold well at the Warrior Forum, and it helped people. Number two, I just didn't get as much traffic as I would have liked to. So what I've done with this product now is I've taken a little time off to work in the real world. I do offline marketing. I help clients with their websites, and I'm still in internet marketing. And I've gotten more training. I've gotten a well-known mentor, and I've kind of taken the rough edges from my first product launch, and I put together what it would take to actually create your own product, to get it out there online, to make money on it, and to do very well with it.
When you got this product developed, like I think it's pretty crazy that you were able to go from not knowing how to make a product online to going to get a software done. Like one of the things that I always tell my students is like, okay, I think if you're going to do something, do an information product because it's the easiest one to do. You can go out there, you can create something, you can like you said, do research, or you can do an interview, or you can do whatever, package that up and sell it to people with software. My hats off to you as you were able to go out there and have success with that. Was it expensive to get that first software done?
Well, that's the cool thing, Mike. Over at Elance and some of these other places, you can put your project bids in and find somebody. I found somebody here in the States, believe it or not, that had lost his job, and he was willing to work from home. I told him my ideas, and I put it together. He said he thought he could do it. And I think the whole thing probably cost me about $1,000 or less
Good.
to put it together. But for me, there's a lot of components to doing a launch and putting a product together. And for me, it was easier to just email him back and forth and create it. So I thought it was easy. When you find a good programmer and you have a good idea for a software product, he's going to do most of the work for you. So that's basically what I did.
No, that's cool. And tell everyone how much you did in sales on your product launch.
I did over $20,000 in sales. Approximately about $12,000 of that was profit.
And that's for a first product launch online, especially when you don't at that time you didn't have any kind of mentor. I feel like you didn't understand the whole product launch process because you didn't have affiliates promoting for you, which now if you talk to people like you, that's a huge part of launching is getting people to send you traffic. Because if you don't have traffic, it doesn't matter how good your product is. You were able to do that with no affiliates. I'm very interested to see what you're going to be able to do with affiliates.
Yeah, that last part of the question, it blanked out, man. I
I'm
didn't get
very
that.
interested. I'm interested to see what you're going to be able to do with affiliates now that you've done all that without them.
Well, yeah, it's true. I didn't really understand the world of affiliates, and it's really not hard to do. What I wanted to emphasize in this product here, and I think that's the most important for your listeners, Mike, is that you know I taken what I did on my own product launch, and then what I've learned through various internet marketers and what I've done offline, and I've taken the hindsight, looking back at what I went through
Hmm.
and the difficulties that I had, and put together a package that, yeah, the step by steps are there, okay, for sure. But the motivation and inspiration, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help your listeners actually, number one, believe that it's going to work, because when you don't believe it's going to work, you're not going to do anything. And number two, to inspire you to actually take action with little baby steps, okay, so that you'll get your foot in the water. Let's say, for example, uh, there's a pool out back with there's a whole bunch of people in this pool, and it's snowing outside, but it's a heated pool, and you're stuck on the outside freezing, and all these people are in there. The only way to get in there is to be invited. That's kind of the affiliate marketing world, you know. So what are you going to do? You're going to go over to the pool and say, "Man, does anybody want a drink?" And someone might say, "Well, yeah, I don't want to get out of this pool. I'll take a drink." You go over there and do a little something for them, bring them a drink, and they just may invite you into that pool and introduce you to a few people. That's affiliate marketing. So, it's a step by step thing, and it can be done. And I'm going to show people how to do that to get extra traffic, and I'm going to show them how to bring in their own traffic themselves. So you put together these little steps, Mike, and then what's going to happen is you're not only going to have a product that's going to be successful. You create your product from the ground floor, so that is a good, solid product, okay, that makes sense, and you grow it, okay, and you put all these steps together. At the end of it, you hit a launch button. As you know, that's happening tomorrow.
You took quite a bit of time from launching that first product and having that success with it to launching your second product. And if I was watching, I'd be wondering why you didn't take that success and go out and say, okay, I've launched this first product. Why not just like, let's do another one in 4 months from now, another one that I see people doing over and over and over again. What was the reason that you did that?
Well, I went on vacation for a couple of years. No, I'm just kidding, Mike. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a daunting task. And although I was successful, like I said, I kind of did it on my own. I didn't have all the answers. And to start another one over again, I felt I was a little bit lucky with the product that they'd chosen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel, I said, I knew what I did wrong, some of the things I did wrong. So I set on a journey to actually learn the rest of the processes so I can actually do this the right way. And number two, I've had offline clients. I've developed a lot of relationships. So I've kind of combined what I did before and online marketing together. So there's a lot of people with websites that run their business every day that do not have the time in order to add things to their websites, to do lead capture, things like that. So I've done a lot of that in some offline marketing on Craigslist, etc. So that's what I've done for the last few years. And I've gotten myself a very well-known mentor. It cost me a lot of money. And trust me, it's going to cost you near as much as that to get this information from me. So I'm going to take what I've learned in my own words and bring it out to you, your list, so that you can actually, go through a launch and make it happen for yourself.
I feel like people that are just getting started, it's learning from someone like you. The reason I brought you on is because you are someone that's not a big guru. You are a little guy doing this who had to figure things out on your own. I'm sure you made a lot of mistakes the first time you did it. I'm sure that product launch could have been better if you had done some things differently, but you did it and you got results with it. You're able to come back. You're able to admit that it wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but now you can come back and teach other people that are struggling what you did right with it. And I'm sure that as you continue on now, your launches are going to get better and better. If people decide that this is something that they want to pick up, that they want to learn from you, what exactly are they going to get inside of this product?
Okay, well, the steps, and it's just $7 for the product. I made sure I priced it so that everybody can get it. Hopefully, they do. But you're going to take all the steps necessary for product creation, and this is again from the layman's terms. It's not from some pie in the sky idea. This is actually what I did. So you know for sure when you get this that it does work when you follow the steps. And then the second thing I do, like I said, is add the inspiration in there. So the psychology, that's a big factor, Mike. When you believe that you're going to do it, you actually will do it. So that's my main objective with this thing, is to get people to take action. Okay, and then I'm going to give them the steps to do it too. It's kind of, I put more emphasis on the inspiration and the action taking than the actual steps. But the steps are important. You got to have to have the stairs there in order to get to where you're going. And then I give three bonuses in there. And honest to goodness, I've used all of these bonuses and still do. And should you just use the bonuses that I give, the 3 bonuses, and not even the main product, you'll still make money.
Cool. Okay. So there's some other stuff in there that's of value as well. As far as one-time offers go, when people buy that first product, what should they expect in the sales funnel?
Okay, the first OTO is I've taken what's in the PDF report, and it's about 45 pages long, Mike. I've taken what's in there and I've created 12 videos, okay, that will break down each step of the PDF report. We'll actually take you to some of the websites and show you online. So it'll be me talking and online screen catcher, and to show exactly how everything is put together. So when you feel like you got a lot of gumption in you, just get the report. You're going to be good, okay? When you feel like you need a little more hand-holding, a little more inspiration, a little more guidance, get the OTO. So I got that in there, and that's going to, the step-by-step. I also include my templates that I use in order to run my business, and I also have a section on the evergreen traffic, okay? So I'm going to show you how to get affiliates and other traffic to your offers. I'll show you how to do this without any affiliates at all and actually do well. And I'm also going to show you how to get all the affiliates that you want and all the evergreen traffic, and also some of my paid traffic sources that I use that are just fantastic.
And I think there's one more one-time offer?
Yeah, the second OTO is for Facebook marketing. Now, everybody knows, here's what a lot of people aren't focusing on, Mike. Google is kind of a thing of the past when it comes to paid ads and things like that. And SEO, man, you can spend a lot of time for very little traffic. But everybody knows that Facebook is going to be around forever. So the quicker you master Facebook marketing, and videos, as you know, is very big for that right now. The quicker you do Facebook marketing and master that, I'm going to show them all the steps that you need so you don't waste a lot of money on Facebook marketing. And also retargeting, okay? And that's when you put a pixel onto your website, and it follows all the people that visit your offers around, and your ads will be retargeted to them on different. You can use AdMob, Facebook for that, and I teach all about retargeting, and that one's really good because you don't have to send emails, you don't have to do anything. Your marketing is working for you 24/7.
So maybe we shouldn't be surprised if we visit your sales page and then we see you following us around on Facebook, right, Eric?
True, that's
Cool.
true.
Eric, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Is there anything else, anything that we missed, anything you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
Yeah, a couple things, Mike. The main thing is, online, in the real world that we live in today, as you know, educators and teachers don't get paid very well. My 2 kids, I have an 8 and a 12-year-old, they're there because they love it, okay? And they don't get paid well. Well, in the internet marketing world, the teachers get paid a lot of money, okay, as you know. So I urge your listeners to get out there and develop a product, learn it, do it, and teach it, because that's where the money is in internet marketing. And 2 other things, it's normal to when you get started, Mike, to feel like you're in a blender, okay? You're trying everything, and it's like you're developing a product, and you have a launch day coming. There's a lot to do. It's okay, because that's normal to feel like you're in a blender, and it's okay to do that. And then the third thing, Mike, is about marketing in general. a lot of people feel like they can buy a product and just imitate somebody, and they especially look at the gurus and say, "Oh, what's his style? I'm going to do that." Or what's this? So really, marketing is what it's all about, is creating. Okay, so what you're doing is you're taking ideas. You could be looking at one product and another product, and you can combine them and go, wait a minute, when I do this and I combine these two things here, that's what marketing's all about. It's developing your own style, and being your own self is the fourth thing. And being your own self and doing it your way, okay? So that your own personality comes out. Everybody is different. There is no one way. And that's the fifth thing. Most people believe that you got to copy somebody to do this right. So when you're yourself and you take this marketing creative thing that I'm talking about and put it together and put a product together and portray it as such, people are going to start believing in it and start believing in you, and you're going to do very well with it.
It's funny that you mentioned that. People will, I've talked with people before and they're like, well, I don't want to get into internet marketing. There's too much competition. This guy's already teaching this. This guy's already teaching this. Well, you're teaching it is going to be from you. Like, some people are going to want to learn from this person. Some people are going to want to learn from this person. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different way of teaching things, a different method. Sure, you can teach the same kind of stuff, but if you're putting your own personality into it and your own way of doing it, you're going to resonate with someone that maybe wouldn't resonate with me. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool. Eric, again, thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck with your launch.
Thanks, Mike, for your time, and I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
I hope you enjoyed the interview today with Eric. If you are interested in picking up Little Guy, Big Profits, you're going to want to come back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You're going to be able to grab it at its lowest price, along with my special bonuses when you send over your PayPal receipt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.